O início do negócio você tá fazendo já. No começo é assim mesmo, você vai rodar pra caramba. Você perguntar pro John, sabe, tanto que eu rodava toda hora.
Não, e essa
Até eu peguei. Não, até eu peguei a ideia. Então eu consegui entender. Aí eu cheguei no ponto onde eu fazia uma curva inteira. Aprendi a fazer uma curva inteira, mas no final da curva eu batia. Mas sério, meu jogo tá com muito mais fumaça do que antes.
Eu não vejo o fumo, desapareceu. Não sei o que aconteceu.
Pra mim quando eu tô fazendo drift, a fumaça tá muito alta. Até me atrapalha.
Eu acho que desliguei o fumo, não sei como.
Ah. Eu gosto, mas não tanto.
A Tamires falou que o Bruno é profissional.
Uau, é profissional.
Vamos a isso. Bom. Isso aqui é de segunda, né, Hélio?
É.
Pelo menos nessa Clutch Kickers eu já tô um pouquinho mais acostumado, então. E Bruno? Ah, Hélio, essa pista que eu te mandei agora é uma versão atualizada. Você viu? Tem mais coisas, tem cerca onde não tinha antes.
Você mandou de onde? De que? Daqui?
Pera, é porque eu peguei uma Clutch Kickers dessa daqui que tava com uma opção de fix.
Capotei, Bruno.
É o segundo que faz isso hoje.
É que ele deu vacilo, ele não podia ter. Ele rodou ali. Se ele ficasse parado, eu conseguia passar.
Ela a fugir.
Não, então, quando acontecer isso, fica parado que eu consigo passar. Que aí eu consigo traçar uma rota por onde passar. Já rodei.
Beleza. So now
Bruno,
it's
depois
finally
você
working.
tenta esse carro que eu tô usando.
Hi guys, I'm John and this is Combo Geek and this is a test drift. So as always, let's see if I will be able to try something. Here with me I have two more people, Negobino Jr. as always and Bruno. Ah!
Lembra de turbo 100%? Esse cara...
Turbo já tá 100%. Pô, eu tava indo, não sei se você chegou a ver.
Tá vendo o quê?
Eu comecei a fazer certinho.
Então, Bruno, eu tava dizendo, tenta depois usar esse carro que eu tô pegando, que eu tô usando aqui, que ele pra mim foi mais fácil que eu aprendi.
O do Varion?
É. Pra você não foi, mas pra mim, ele foi mais fácil de aprender.
E a troca.
Você tá usando qual câmera, Bruno?
Agora eu estou na terceira pessoa.
A mais próxima do carro ou a mais afastada?
Acho que está próximo.
Boa.
Tem mais uma, acho que a mais afastada é melhor. Você vê um pouquinho a traseira. Bem pouquinho.
Bruno, sai da grama.
Eu gosto de estar ali.
Sujo falando mal lavado.
Ah, fogo.
Maldita fumaça tá me atrapalhando.
Ô, Elis, eu tô com 0 fumaça aqui.
Nossa, se você ver a quantidade de fumaça.
Ah, não. Tipo assim, eu não tô vendo a minha fumaça, mas a sua eu tô vendo bastante.
Não, eu tô vendo de todo mundo. Nas transições aqui eu quase não vejo na curva. Eu quase não vejo a curva.
Pô, quase foi, cacete. Aí, mano. Só tem que tomar cuidado pra não ficar batendo no microfone.
Dá pra ver a quantidade de fumaça.
Afinal de contas, esse banheirão é da hora, hein?
Esse daí nem é tão bem, nossa.
Aparentemente eu consegui definir uma configuração boa de stream. Pelo que eu tô acompanhando, não tá mais engasgando não, Bruno.
Espera, eu já vou ver.
Depois você olha aqui no stream, você vê a quantidade de fumaça.
Já olha. Ah. Eu vou olhar ele. Ah, Discord. Está travando muito.
Travando?
Assim, Nossa, tá fazendo muita mesmo.
Não, na transição não vejo.
Você é louco.
Tô fazendo porque eu conheço a pista, porque senão não dava.
Vai, conhecedor da pista.
Tanto que a gente joga nela.
Ah, mas fala sério que essa pista é mó da hora.
É assim. Muita fumaça, cara. Acho que eu vou ver se eu consigo configurar aqui pra diminuir. Pega um outro carro.
Pô, tem que configurar Horn aqui no carro. Ah. Bruno, mas também deve estar sendo muito mais difícil pra você com as patilhas somente.
É um bocadinho, mas vou trocar de carro.
Mas até que não, né? Porque mantém sempre na segunda.
É, eu particularmente deixo sempre na segunda, na maioria desses carros.
Então, por
Isto é para
enquanto,
trocar o carro aqui dentro ou tem que sair?
tem que sair do jogo e selecionar outro. E contramão.
Foi mal, nego. Esse é um AI86, não é?
O meu não.
Não? Tem um AI86 modificado que tem essa skin igualzinha.
Ah, o meu é um S15. Silva S15.
Ui!
Você bateu aí.
Foi a iluminação aqui que eu tenho caiu. Por conta da vibração do cockpit.
Ah,
Peraí.
nossa, acho que esse carro aqui tá com muita pressão.
Deixa eu ver se eu colocar aqui, fica melhor. Tá ok.
Acho que tá com muita pressão no final. Eita.
Onde é que apareceu?
Fui eu. Eu voltei pro pit.
Do nada apareceu assim um carro.
Acho que é só isso.
E eu vi, hein? Aí, sério, se a gente estivesse naquele servidor que você entra, Helios, com os outros caras lá jogando, a gente já tinha sido quicado há um tempão.
Com certeza.
E tem dois carros iguais agora?
Não. Aí, o outro dele é o outro dele é o 86.
Viu que é a mesma skin? Eu sei porque o Bruno pegou esse carro aí.
Por quê?
Porque tem Tóquio escrito.
Nem tem Tóquio escrito? Vê lá bem.
Então, se não é o seu, é o do Bruno.
Toyo.
Não, tem sim.
Toyo, é Toyo. Toyo Tires.
Ah!
O pneu de lá.
Ó. Tá quase. Mais um dedinho e a gente faz tandem.
Mais um dedinho. Vamos ficar sem dedo.
Quase isso.
Cadê o Luiz pra tentar um tandem com ele?
Desculpa, Bruno.
Eu tava fora.
Configurando aqui já ainda.
Tá configurando aí, ô Luiz?
Pior que ele vai precisar botar as mesmas coisas que eu tenho aqui, né?
Tô baixando o carro, os mapas aqui.
A gente tá usando o WDT Pack. E a track é a Clutch Kickers.
Só que é a de não sei que ano que é isso aqui não.
É a que não é 2022. Eu acho que tem no site da Vozan. Qualquer coisa eu vou e te mando o link, ô Luiz. Falando nisso, Luiz, eu reduzi as configurações da stream.
Tá fazendo aqui agora, 900p?
Não, eu deixei a mesma resolução, só diminui o bitrate
Ah, tá.
para 2500.
O bitrate não atrapalha muito não, o que muda mais é a resolução mesmo. Do encoder.
Resolveu, porque tava... É a quantidade de pacotes que o seu vídeo envia através da rede. Ah, e executei como administrador, como você tinha falado.
Aham, eu usava meu notebook pra fazer stream também. Fazer o encoder da live na real. Ligava ele pela rede e ele que fazia tudo.
Usando o NDI?
Isso.
Então, eu tenho um notebook da Dell aqui, mas não funcionou tão legal.
Usava a ideia pad, usava o gráfico integrado i5 pra fazer
Sério?
o encoder. Aham. Fazia live em 1080p 60.
Cara, então foi a configuração. Porque eu tenho um notebook
Depois eu te
aqui.
ajudo.
Demorou, porque eu tenho um notebook aqui que eu comprei nessa intenção, entendeu? Deixar ele só pra fazer o stream.
Uhum.
É um Dell, 16 GB de RAM e 7. Comprei da firma.
Só fazer minha config do loot aqui do G29. Comprar um suporte pro meu volante, ter que ficar montando, isso é uma bosta.
É, eu tenho que fazer isso toda vez.
Caralho, Bruno já tá fazendo, Bruno.
Peões na pista toda.
Pera, agora eu não sei se era o Bruno que tava fazendo ou se era o Hélio.
Não era eu, não.
Eu olhei assim, carai. Já?
Fui muito longe.
Pera, eu tô atrás do Bruno.
É.
Então, já tava fazendo já alguma coisa.
Pera, deixa eu ver na tua stream. Tô a sair de pista, tô fazendo alguma coisa.
Não, tu fizeste, isso é sério. Eu acho que foi só o lance de não... Vai, pegar o carro no final, sabe? Que é basicamente o que acontece comigo, mas...
Fazer o quê? Ah, segurar o volante?
É porque no finalzinho o carro escapa.
É, Isso daí, se não for fazer transição, é só segurar a embreagem.
Fogo. Você já reparou como essa grama daqui é bonita, ô Bruno?
Acelerou muito cedo.
Aham. Eu te ajudei. Era pra tu poderes alinhar o carro.
Dá pra ficar fazendo quase um zarinho aqui. Um zarinho grande. Zarinho eterno aqui.
Não, zerinho eu consigo fazer.
Tô fazendo um zarinho aqui onde eu tô fazendo.
Aonde? Deixa eu te encontrar. Ah, tá.
Aqui, ó, o negócio
Esse
inteiro.
zerinho?
É.
Ah, não. É desse tamanho eu não consigo fazer, não. Sai, cuzão.
Você.
É Bruno no zerinho. Aí, ele também consegue, ô Hélio.
É no mesmo sítio.
É, no mesmo sítio, exato. Percebeu se conseguisse fazer a curva, ô Bruno, e não despistache?
Diz?
Fizeste a curva e não despistache.
Nada mal, é? Pelo menos isso.
Tá bom de fazer o zarinho aqui. Ficou várias marcas no chão pra mim aqui. Se tivesse com o Mustang, o pneu já tinha ido embora. Mesmo sem desgaste de pneu.
Fogo, tava rápido demais.
Freio de mão pra isso. Quando você estiver muito rápido, tenta usar o freio de mão pra ver. Ou quando você estiver indo reto, perdeu o drift. Tipo, quer dizer, você tá fazendo drift, você perdeu ele. Por algum motivo. Mas com velocidade, claro.
Ah, bem, porque...
Qual o nome da pista mesmo?
Clutch Kickers.
Clutch Kickers.
Você quer que eu te mande?
Tá naquela página do vozão lá?
Sim, se jogar na busca do vozão Clutch Kickers, acha. Se não achar, eu te mando pelo WeTransfer.
Baixar o Mustang aqui.
Onde que fica esse Mustang aí?
Difícil falar, mas fácil mandar aqui. Pera.
Tá no servidor dos manobreiros digitais lá?
É o Mustang SDB do João Barião.
Barião.
É.
Clutch Kickers.
Isso.
Passadores de embreagem. Ih,
É uma competição que inicia um pouco antes da...
mas é qual? Drift Valley? Bashlands? Deixa eu ver aqui. Drifters Paradise.
Paradise.
Drifters Paradise, isso aí.
Verdade, tem várias outras. Né? Tem várias outras depois.
Da Clutch Kickers?
Pode que eles vão campeonato.
Sim, mas é porque em geral eles fazem... Deixa eu só baixar um pouquinho a música, peraí. Em geral eles fazem a competição num local só.
Sim.
A última temporada tinha sido nessa Drifters Paradise, passou algum tempo nela, bastante tempo até. E recentemente eles mudaram pra Freedom Factory, que é a que eu te mandei agora.
Eu tinha visto outros também.
Percebi. Alguém aqui na Twitch perguntou o seguinte: Did you ever drive a car before in your life? Yeah, I already drive. I have a license, a valid license. I don't lose my license yet. But the problem is I don't get it very well, the concept of the drifting. I never know when I need to sustain the wheel after you start to drift. Theoretically, I understand the process, but when I try to put in practice, my muscle memory don't work very well. So yeah, because of that is this type of horror that you are seeing on the stream.
Cara. Muito
Qual que é
bom.
o seu da Twitch?
Oi?
Qual que é a sua Twitch?
Combo Geek também.
Ah, tá.
Minha memória muscular deve estar como?
Por quê?
Mais de um ano que eu não meto a mão no volante fazer drift.
Ah,
Um ano não, deve ser uns 8 meses.
entendi.
Falta só instalar agora o Real Red Motion.
Quem é que tá parado ali? É o Hélio?
É.
Eu nunca sei porque...
Você sabe que a saída é ali, né? Você sempre sai pelo lado errado. A saída é ali onde eu tô parado.
Eu sei. Eu não gosto de seguir as regras. Ó, foi. Ah, damn it. Ah. Nice. Valeu, Hélio.
É, usa o bagulho do
Do Goose, yes.
A voz daquele maluco é intancável, não dá.
Eu ganhei esse subi lá no canal dele.
Sério?
É, eu tava assistindo o campeonato lá que ele fez um dia desses. Do nada alguém dropou vários e eu ganhei.
Tô achando o link do Real Red Motion.
Você viu se a qualidade tá boa, Hélio, lá?
Deixa eu ver aqui. Tá lá essas coisas, mas acho que dá pra fazer.
Tá bom, então. alcançou, Hélio?
Não, tô observante. Sabe o que foi seu erro? Você não confiou que dava. O seu reflexo, dá pra perceber, o seu reflexo foi de deixa eu tentar soltar o acelerador e puxar pro lado certo pra tirar e não bater. Se você mantesse no mesmo lugar e acelerasse mais ainda, você ia fazer.
Mas você tá vendo que tá melhor? Já?
Entendi. Tá realmente. Mas é a questão disso, é o seu reflexo natural de tentar de tentar andar certo na pista, porque isso, né, o drift não é seguindo a lógica de reto.
Exato.
Então aí você bate essa chavinha e você acaba tentando
Corrigir.
girar pra não bater. Corrigir. Se você mantesse do jeito que tava e acelerasse mais, você fazia.
Ixi, chegou mais um meia roda agora.
Certo aí?
Isso eu vou jogar bem não, hein? Muito tempo.
Ah, mas aí você pega o esquema rapidão. Umas voltinhas aí você já tá aquecido.
Bruno, tá vivo?
Meu volante está bugado. Não sei por que motivo ele tá virado todo pra direita. Bug. Deve ser bug do driver. Poxa, a gente tava no acelerador, doideira.
Não, se liga, e nós aqui mal falando um monte de groselha e o Bruno concentradaço.
Sim, vamos tá no gás.
Tentar não matar ninguém.
Vamos ver agora, foi. Qual que é o lado da pista?
Essa que eu tô tentando
Na verdade,
seguir.
aonde fica? Ah, achei.
A saída fica onde tá ali o meu carro. Parado.
Vou apertar F, senão
Que não é aí onde você tá saindo.
Finge que é.
É anti-horário, né?
Calma aí que eu vou colocar o mapa aqui.
Eu quero ver vocês dois que sabem aí fazer tandem.
Espera ele aquecer pra ver se ele lembra.
Sabe é uma palavra muito forte.
Saber realmente é falar muito forte.
Eu e o Bruno, a gente vai ser tipo os Goomba, tá ligado? Do Mario, que fica no meio do caminho.
Tipo assim, no tandem, eu até o momento eu não treinei muito, mas consigo pelo menos perseguir. Agora, chegar junto na porta, colado e tal, isso aí ainda não tentei não.
Eu chego colado na sua porta, quer ver? Me dá um minutinho pra eu virar o carro.
O pedal está escorregando. Ai, calma, 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 calma.
Viu essa de... Ô, Hélio. Ah...
Isso aí foi da hora. Era só segurar a embreagem, você tinha terminado ela de boa.
Fogo. Deixa eu pegar um café aqui, porque, né? Pera, deixa eu sair da pista primeiro.
Eu não ativo o botão. Isso não funciona. O botão de voltar pro pit.
Eu tenho que configurar, eu esqueci. Dessa vez eu realmente esqueci, porque eu fiz isso no Race Room.
O volante tá escorregando da mesa. Em cima do mousepad.
Ah,
Eu vou aprender mais, hein? Agora vai parar.
So, I'm back. Let's go again. Oop, wrong side, well, wrong. Let me do one thing, bro. I will try to create... I will screen you a little bit. And I will try create a Discord server, okay? So then you can enter and in the future other people. Nice. Let me do this. Let me go back to the pits and create the Discord, okay? me do one thing. I'm checking that you are not following the channel, bro. Please subscribe, bro. Subscribe. It will help. Yeah? Oh gosh, I did not see something that probably is crazy because never mind, probably I'm just a noob. Don't need, bro, don't need. Just give me 1 minute to create the Discord server, okay? In meantime, if you want to drift, I will put the screen on you. Sorry, I did not that. Sorry. I forgot. So, bro, I don't know how to say your name. Or your nick, I mean. But thank you for being here. Please, like, subscribe and all those stuff, you know? Great, thank you. So Tristan, I will send here on the chat the name of the Discord server. If not or define it properly, sorry, I'm just a noob trying to do something. So here we are, the server, the Discord server I mean, I will put on the description of the channel and so on. And if you guys want to enter, go forward. So great, I have Carsten here. If you want to enter in the voice lobby, go forward.
Hi.
Hi. Wait, Carsten is Tristan or the other name
That's
that
right.
okay, nice. Hey bro, thank you.
I think, yeah, this delay is really.
I suggest you put the live stream on mute, maybe, to not get yourself crazy.
Yeah, that's a bad idea.
So tell me,
Nice to meet you, man.
nice to meet you. Tell me, where did you from? Why you came here to see a newbie trying to drift?
I don't know, it was super random. I just saw that there was like a live stream you got recommended to me on YouTube just like an hour ago or so. And I saw it and I was like, I can't watch this. I have to give you some tips because that car needs improvement.
Yeah, as I said, basically I'm a programmer
Cool.
trying to do something cool and get a little bit of distracted because the pandemic is so hard for us.
Yeah.
And basically this YouTube channel has about 5-6 years right now, but the main focus was indie games before, but my periodicity don't work quite well, and also I was living in Brazil and then moved to Portugal, and I'm here trying to
Interesting story.
yeah, basically a random guy trying to do one little thing funny here, and sorry for the English so far.
No worries. My English was also or is still a little bit weird sometimes, but for the most part, I also learned it on my own by speaking to so many people over the last 5 years or so.
Yeah.
So I was like, my English was even worse than that probably.
So from where of the world are
I'm
you?
from Germany actually,
Oh damn,
and I live in Berlin. So yeah,
Berlin?
yeah, Berlin.
Nice. We are a little bit closer than I expected.
Yeah, me too. I also thought you were maybe from, or like you were in Brazil right now or something like that. But
No.
yeah,
I'm
it's
Portugal.
quite the move from Brazil to Portugal.
Yeah.
Cool.
So far here is a better place to live and to get
Yeah,
older.
I think so too. Yeah. From what I've heard, the crime rates and stuff like that.
Yeah. It's a beautiful country, you know.
Yes.
Beautiful beaches and mountains. You have all the stuff, all the types of climate in there, but the politics and the crime and so far it's complicated. So if you want
Totally
to get
that.
something
Yeah.
better, you need to move, you know. Unfortunately.
Totally get that. Yeah.
So I'm about, I don't know, since midday here, trying to drift, and after
You're doing better every minute that I looked into the stream again. You're doing better. You're getting there.
yeah.
Yeah, it takes some time. Like I've been, like I already thought actually about, but I think it would just consume too much of my time. But maybe in the future, in years or so. But I'm thinking about competing in VDC and stuff like that, I could see myself there, but will definitely take a little bit more work. So some virtual drift competition championship would be quite cool.
Yeah.
Been drifting in the sim for I think 5 years or something like that, maybe 6.
Great.
No, I think I had my wheel, yeah, maybe 4 years, 4 or 5 years, something like that.
It's time to
Yeah.
upgrade then.
Yeah, I also need a new wheel. Mine is totally beaten down. It's like a 10-year-old wheel or whatever, or even more. Like my brake half of the time comes on while I'm in drift, so it does the left foot braking for me. So
Damn.
I have like, I always, like what I do when I start the round is usually I pump my brakes just to 100% and then kind of pull them back with my toes, just so that that it isn't fluctuating, because otherwise the sensor in the brake that is sensing the input is just all over the place. It just goes from
Okay,
100%
I got
to
it.
0 and whatever.
Damn.
So I always gotta do that. Yeah, I gotta get a new wheel. It's inevitable.
I have a question. Did you already subscribe in the channel, YouTube?
Yes, yeah. I don't know why it's not showing up on your end, but I did like
Yeah.
right pretty much when I
Basically,
watched
it's the first time that I'm trying to do a, you know, 2 streams at the same time for
Oh yes, it's Twitch and YouTube, yeah.
exactly.
Cool.
So I'm kind of inexperienced in this type of things.
Yeah, you gotta start somewhere, right?
Yeah. So I have one more people here. I don't know how to pronounce his name. It's from Twitch. But bro, if you want to enter in the Discord, go forward. It's complicated. BLGBUDZ. Damn it.
I'm actually positively surprised by the car that I drove earlier and now as well. I think it's an S13 or S14 or whatever it was, because it drives insanely well. It has such good handling. It's insane.
Yeah.
The problem with these Mustangs usually, like in Assetto, is that they are kind of unsettled. Like you have to really figure out a setup.
Exactly.
I know how they work exactly because I watch so much Formula Drift and they usually talk about some setup things on the Mustangs. But for the most part, like it's hard to get a really good setup. It takes some time on these like turbo cars on like a Nissan Silvia or something. You usually have like a few standard settings as well, and then you're good to go. They don't require as much work as these Mustangs, so they're a little bit easier to drive, but I think they're harder to drive for a beginner because you have to use so much like the clutch to keep the car kind of up in the revs.
Exactly.
And so that's why a V8, that's why I mentioned earlier, like the V8 is probably a better option for you, since you don't really have to think about the clutch and just like learn throttle modulation more like. So
Yeah. You said you only do drift or something like more?
I do like 99% of the time when I play video games, I usually play Assetto Corsa and drift in some drift lobbies or on my own, or with a friend. But my friends aren't usually that good at drifting, so.
So you enter in the wrong place, bro. Sorry to say
kinda.
that.
No. I just thought, oh, this is cool, and I get to know a few more people and a new lobby and some new cars in this game as well. I like that. I found some really cool mods yesterday or maybe the day before, so. And yeah, they're really cool. I found like a really good high quality model of a Mustang from Formula Drift, and I also found some new Formula Drift tracks in like super high resolution textures and everything.
Nice. This car that I'm using is basically from a pilot from Formula Drift, João Barião.
Yeah, I know him. Yeah.
The guy is crazy.
Yeah, he's really good. You you can also see it. Like in his first year, he had a lot of mechanical problems in 2019 or whenever that was.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
then when he came back, like right now, he is he's pretty well set up with the Corvette.
Yeah.
Like, you can see that he has skill. It's just not quite exactly there where it could be compared to some other drivers. But most people in FD that are successful have been driving there for 5 or 10 years, and he has been there for like 2. So
Yeah.
that's why.
So
Yeah.
I have another drifter that I follow that is Taylor Ray.
Okay, I don't know actually.
Taylor Ray, I started to saw his videos because he told about the clutch kickers. Then I started to see.
Oh yeah, so
So-
he's more of a grassroots guy, I guess. Yeah.
The damn guy is freaking good. And in my perspective, you know, he was using a Miata,
Oh, okay.
and damn, the guy is crazy.
Yeah, Miatas are hard to drive,
Yeah.
hard to drift.
And
Definitely.
I think have more than 10 years of experience.
Cool.
He's really good, and I started to watch his channel. So now he's trying to, for this season of clutch kickers, prepare a Corvette C6.
Oh, wow, I think that's almost OP for these small clutch kicker tracks always. But like most people are hooking up their cars like crazy
Yeah.
when they drive. They have like maybe 500 horsepower and they drive the grip 4,000 horsepower car basically.
He came
Because
to
it's so small, like you don't really have to stretch drifts.
Yeah.
Like you transition every 2 seconds, so it's usually not a big deal that you have so much grip on so little power. But
actually he came to. I think for his explaining, he feels that it's needed to change the car because the Miata is on the peak of performance, you know. It's not room to improvement and to compete in a higher level. So he started to do one changes in a Zephyro, but the freaking car explodes. And then he's mounting a Corvette right now, so you can follow the full build in his channel.
Cool.
And
I can also recommend, if you're interested in also more like, I mean, we're driving within the next few weeks also, then I can also tell you a little bit about setups. But you can also check out Chelsea Denova from Formula Drift. I don't know if you know him. He is he's basically the master of like setups. Like he knows his stuff. He knows exactly what a suspension does at what rate and what damper does and so on, and he can explain everything, like how you dial in grip, how you get grip out, and how you get the car faster and slower and whatever.
Nice.
So he has even videos on YouTube on like super tiny detail, like okay, if you wanna get more side bite, then do this. If you wanna get more forward bite, the car to drive more forward, then you can do this and that. So that's where I learned a lot of setup stuff from like the actual guys.
Nice. I will drop the message here and then I will check later on.
He's really good. Yeah, he's my favorite driver in FD. Kinda. He has a pretty unique driving style. He's usually pretty rowdy.
Let me do one thing. I need to send a message for the other bro here, Negobino Jr., that we switch the channels. You don't mind for me switching Portuguese and English all the time, right?
Oh no, do that. All good.
Okay.
No worries.
So let me invite him. later on I need to set up everything here in the Discord, like,
Yeah, no worries. Just take your time.
but
We'll get there.
we'll get there for sure. So I ask you about the types of racing because a while ago I tried to enter in the Predator Cup from Acer, you know?
Okay, yeah.
It's damn cool, but the problem is they don't accept the person that is not living in his home country, you know? For example,
Oh.
Brazil is not
Yeah.
on the competition, so as a Brazilian I cannot participate even
That sucks.
living
Yeah.
legally in Portugal because I have a work visa and so on. So it's kind of bummer, you know? But let's try to do another things then. But I was really interested in participate of the competition.
And do you have multiple tracks on this server, or is this the only one so far?
Basically here is because is actually you are playing in a server from Brazil. Negobino Jr. creates this one. He's my brother-in-law. So
Oh, that's why the ping! I just noticed that I have a 238.
exactly, bro.
Oh, okay, got it.
So I need to set up the server also later on.
Yeah, then the ping should drop to like 50 or something like that.
Yeah.
That's much good. I really like this car. It's so gripped up and still so easy to maneuver around. You can just be pinned down on the throttle the entire time.
Which car?
Totally my style.
Let me.
I drive the it's an S14, I think, and
Nissan Silvio S14.
Yeah, I think it's the first one on the list because there are like multiple versions.
I get it.
Yeah, it's it is purple by default. Purple black.
Oh damn it. I will change the name of my car to Grass Shredder, you know?
Lawnmower.
Yeah. But I think Grass Shredder is more aggressive. It's more
Yeah, true.
racer name.
I'm trying to do backies, but I think the track is not for the run-up. I would need a little bit more speed to go fully backwards.
Stay sideways then.
Yeah. I can. This is really cool, this car, because you can, like, it has enough grip with the setup that I have set up for it, to, like, you can chuck it around from, like, 90 degrees of angle to 90 degrees of angle, no problem.
Nice, finally! I do one thing right.
That looked good from here, I have to say. Yeah, let me try a run up on this. Oh, I still have a little bit more. I'm gonna try a backwards entry. Don't laugh at me if I fail. Nah, that wasn't a backwards entry. That was a little slow. Try that again.
Okie dokie, let me check.
Woo! That wasn't too bad. Yeah, this is a little low on horsepower to just completely rip it backwards at like 100 and...
Yeah, for my perception, this track is a little bit better for cars that don't have a lot of horsepower.
Yeah,
Because
yeah, right. That's why it was probably initially also chosen by the real clutch kicker guys, just so that their grassroots audience or drivers can drive on there. Because most clutch kicker cars probably have like somewhere
Yeah,
between 300 to 600.
they started to change a little bit because the Freedom Factory map is
Oh yeah,
needs
right.
a lot of
Right,
horsepower in
yeah.
there, and for that reason, the Taylor Ray changed his car. You know.
Oh.
Actually,
okay, yeah.
meanwhile the car is not ready. He put some nitro in the car. The Miata.
Some nitrates.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Okay, and then it blew up.
To
right.
be able to do the entire thing in 40 gear. Check the channel later. The guy is very crazy.
Yeah, I check him out definitely. Sounds cool. I don't watch as much. Oh, I got a penalty for driving against the direction the track is supposed to be driven in.
Yeah, you need to remove the create a file in the ini parameters of the game to
Oh,
ignore.
I remember. Yes, I did that also in the past. Yeah. You're right. Let me check. I probably can't do it while I'm in the thingy. There we go. I can drive again.
I'm very surprised that I get a bunch of people wanting to participate. A bunch, I mean 3, you and more 2. For me is a lot.
That's cool. No, I think it's because YouTube's algorithm probably blessed you with some viewers.
Yeah. And the thing from the dual stream works pretty well also. So I'm literally fishing people here and there to watch the live.
Yeah.
Yeah, but your setup really works.
Yeah, I prefer kind of more of a hooked up style, which this is not quite yet because it's missing some geometry changes. Like your alignment is still off. I noticed that the default alignment on that car is like not good. So it's I think -1 something in the front. You would probably need something around. I think I set it up with -5 or so in the front.
You mean where? Let me try.
On the alignment settings, yeah.
Okay, let me go there. Pits. Okay. Tires. Okay. Electronics. Okay. Alignment. You mean camber left, right, or
Yeah,
toe?
no, do the camber first, like a -4 or 5 degrees should be good.
Let's start with -4.
That gives you more side bite because if you initiate and you turn in,
Okay.
like you counter steer, then the patch of the tire that is that is coming in first, basically, that is leaning into the corner,
Yeah.
is usually being pressed down more if it has a negative, because it corrects with the caster of the car.
Understood.
Because if the caster is leaning in, and if you steer in, like if you go full lock, you usually have if you look at the wheels from the side, they're pointing kind of in a diagonal way, and not vertical, and that means that the tire is just like 20% of the tire is touching the ground. So in order to get more front grip and more feel for where the front wheels are at, and like get that grip in the front and have the car sitting there, you need like more camber to counter that effect of the caster. So usually most drift cars have very aggressive negative camber in the front just to adjust there.
Get it. And the toe.
Yeah, and the toe, I think the wheels should point outwards. I never remember if outwards is positive or negative toe. So the front of the tires should point outwards, almost like you're steering in a tiny bit.
I think it's positive because the full settings are camber negative and toe positive, so maybe.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Then I don't know if you can you switch the camber from, or not the camber, the toe from positive to negative?
Actually, no. The minimum
Okay, good.
is 0.
Yeah, okay, then go for maybe half the way or so on the toe on the
Half
adjustment thing.
maybe is 4. So it means I will be with -4 for camber and 4 positive 4 to toe.
Yeah, sounds good. Because the toe is, if you, like, I noticed that you're sometimes steering in quite aggressively. You don't need as much steer in. Like, the car usually does its thing once you step on the gas. So you just need to steer a tiny bit into the direction that you want to initiate the drift in. So for example, if I'm taking a right-hander, I just steer in a tiny bit to the right and then step on the gas and then immediately start counter-steering, basically. The wheel usually gives you that effect. And when you transition around, or when you feel that the car is understeering and it feels a little bit too gripped up in that moment, then it's important that you not straighten the wheel, but that you just take out some of the existing countersteer that you have on. So if you're rotated by like 360 degrees to the right, don't go 360 degrees to the left or like neutral or something. Just take out a little bit, like take out a good amount if you feel like it rotates the car.
So
again.
basically, you are saying that all the time, all these months, I'm doing the freaking thing wrong. Thank you, bro. Thank you. That cheers me up.
No, it's a typical reflex because you do it as a racer, but in drifting you don't steer the opposite way when you understeer, or like you just basically take out a little bit of what is existing, basically.
Exactly. And switching between games all the time sometimes mess with your head.
Yeah. Oh, I see a nice drifting mark here. That's from you.
Hey there!
Hey there.
Nice! Oh, fuck.
Yeah, that corner is like what I did earlier just to get the Mustang around the corner was I slipped the clutch a little bit a few times and I feathered the gas a little bit in that area, so that kind of like lets you grip up and lean in and then transition. And then I usually give it pretty quick counter steer, so I rotate the wheel around quite quickly again, or let it rotate quite quickly.
Get it.
I don't know your force feedback settings because that's also super important. I usually drive a force feedback with, like, I drive very low force feedback, like just so enough that I feel that where the car is at with the wheels and stuff like that, and I feel bumps and so on, but not so much that the car self steers as aggressively as
basically what I did was at first run the wheel check from my racing to get the profile of the force feedback of my wheel, and then later I import the LUT for Content Manager.
Oh yeah.
My preset of the wheel, as I mentioned, is a T300, so I'm using, I set up to 75%.
Oh,
to
sorry.
not to not be so hard, you know.
Yeah, that's good. Like I would even go down a little bit more. I would probably go to, like, I usually have it at 60 or so, but again, my wheel is a different one then.
Yeah, and then in the game itself, I set up also to 75%. So basically to preserve the wheel and to not be so much information on the hand.
Yeah, that's right. Because if it's too strong, it usually feels weird.
Yeah.
Like that's because especially in those more pro drift cars, in some cases they almost have no self steer. Like they rotate the wheel completely on their own. On the more grassroots cars, like the one that I'm driving right now, those usually have a lot of self-steer because they are kind of street cars, right? So, and street cars have a lot of self-steer. Most of them. Yeah, I think the hardest part is still like throttle control in the beginning.
Exactly.
And besides that, also getting used to like how can you use the clutch to get exactly the type of grip and wheel speed that you want.
Exactly, that's my point, because you need to fool the engine to not lose RPMs, you know.
Yeah, right. And you sometimes, like for me, I use the clutch more to control the car than to really get my revs up. Most of the time I don't use the clutch to clutch kick and get my revs up. Sometimes I do, and obviously on turbo cars you have to do it, also a lot more. But like for the most part I use it to kind of get my wheel speed to something comfortable and get the car like smoothly gripped up and not like hooking in one space and then I'm like, oh, now I'm going from I'm at like 100 miles per hour wheel speed down to 0 because the wheel is completely hooked up on the ground. But I rather kind of like slowly feint it out and get the car to kind of slowly react to grip changes and surface changes and so on. Especially on lower corners, I use the clutch a lot just to get the exact wheel speed that I need.
Listen, so my strategy here, I don't know if is the correct one or something that I'm doing wrong also, is basically when I'm entering in the corner, so I do the I don't know how the name of the technique, Furikawa, something like that.
You do a manji or like what do you do? Like you swing it out?
I swing it out to the different direction of the corner to enter in sideways. Furiaki, something like that. I don't know the name.
I think, to be honest, like it's a manji or Scandinavian flick. I think, and I honestly don't know if it's the best technique for a beginner, because I feel like it's easier to have the handbrake in the beginning or to just give it a nice oversteer into the corner and some throttle and then start counter steering. Because I feel like for me personally, I was very bad at manjiing the cars or like doing Scandinavian flicks as an entry. I always used the handbrake or did something else. I just kinda recently, like a year ago or so, learned how to also do these kind of like
flick.
Flick entries.
Yeah, actually, because I started doing that, I started to think that it's more easier for me do this with the manji besides do the sideways with the handbrake, you know. I'm using
it depends. Like whatever you feel comfortable with. It might be that this suits you better.
The point is, a little bit before enter in the corner and get the car sliding, I press the clutch to how I can say this, go up with the rotation of the engine and then
you want to bring the RPMs up, and then that's also a way. I mean, you can also clutch kick the car in. Why didn't I think about that? Yeah, obviously you can also drive straight and basically do a clutch kick and then give it a tiny steer in. That also works. So I don't do it as much because I don't know. Don't feel like it.
Actually, I have a handbrake here, but I don't get it quite comfortable to use that.
Yeah, it's
weird because when you started with one thing, the other one is complicated.
Like it really also depends on the track, right?
Yeah.
On some tracks, it doesn't make sense at all to use the handbrake for the entry because it sets you up very weird for the rest of the track, if that makes sense. So like you enter and you pull the handbrake and it just kind of slows you down way too much, even with a short flick. or it positions you weirdly. And then those are the kind of flick entry tracks usually, or like a clutch kick entry track, mostly like bigger sweepers and corners that you kind of enter this way.
Yeah.
Or then there are also tracks where you need to use the handbrake, like especially Road Atlanta from Formula Drift, for example. Like I would never be able to enter that without a handbrake because it's way too, like you have to be very aggressive with getting the car snapped into drift just before that big corner coming down the hill. And since you're going like 100 miles per hour and then slowing down to 60 or so, that's yeah, hard to do with a normal kind of flick entry. So I usually use the handbrake there, but it really depends on the track.
I get it. So let me try to do the entire track at least once. I don't know up there in the north, but here in Portugal it's freaking hot right now.
Yeah, right, same. We have like 28 degrees in the sun usually, and right now I think today we had some like thunderstorms and whatever.
Yeah,
but,
that's the sandstorm from Africa, you know.
Yeah, could be, yeah. But yeah, it's super warm, especially for this time of year, not even June.
Yeah, it was to be a little bit more breeze. Oh shit! Sorry.
That was close. No. You have to. I think when we can try concentrating on one corner and driving them together, maybe.
Exactly.
I don't know. Choose one, and then we can kind of go step by step through it. Maybe this one. I like this last one here a lot.
Let me.
Or you can even use the big one with the straight, so that you learn how to like go on a straight and then initiate.
This one is good.
Yeah. So maybe if you don't have a handbrake, I sometimes use I have like a button on my shifter. So whenever I have to use the handbrake, I just lean forward and press that button on my shifter.
I get it.
Because I don't really have a handbrake at the moment. Like I built a handbrake myself a few years ago, and it works fantastically well still. It's like made of metal and has its own grip and so on, and is spring loaded and so on. Really cool. But it doesn't fit my desk. I got like one of these stand-up desks that you can electrically drive up, down, and like the old handbrake was made for like back when I was living with my parents for my tiny room and my desk there, and it is really fitting the setup that I have here. I can't get it really attached to my desk, so that's a little bit of a problem. But I would love to use that, because it would definitely be pretty nice for tandems and stuff like that as well.
Maybe if you put some spacers to hook it
I
up
think
in the desk.
Yeah, the way it was built was like on almost on like a share or something, and then you connected it with like clamps to the desk. Actually, it was a super weird setup. It worked, and it felt good to use and felt sturdy and so on, but it was a very weird setup. I do not recommend that, because when you pull the handbrake, the whole desk shakes.
Oh gosh. Actually, for the setup here, I basically buy the cockpit second hand, the entire one, with the
it's cool.
monitor support, and the handbrake also in the second hand, but it's kinda new.
Yeah, but I mean, like, that's probably cheaper, more sustainable. I mean, you don't have to buy new stuff, and at the same time, it's
But
nice to have something like that, I think.
Yeah, I actually buy the handbrake second hand because basically made of metal, you know. So
Yeah.
if the person that has the possess of the item broke something, this type of people is a monster, you know. Because it's entirely from metal, so
Yeah.
I get
I
comfortable to buy
don't
this
know.
one.
I mean, I have broken the first handbrake that I ever built, but it was pretty bad build, I have to say. And the second one was fully made of metal, so that didn't break.
This one is the Sparkle one, the
Cool.
Thrustmaster Sparkle.
Yeah, I would like to get one of these like the ones that are also using in Formula Drift, like these really long and with the holes in there.
Exactly.
And, and I also think about mounting it like street style, like on the side of your seat. Because
I get
seen
it.
a few drivers in FD also do that, and I don't know, it's just like I totally get why you would mount it there, because it's like very close to the steering wheel and everything if you do it correctly. So I don't know, it's both probably pretty good. I always had my handbrake just kind of like in that upwards position.
Let me check why the brother not entering the voice channel.
Discord is beeping.
Yeah. Another person that was here in the beginning of the live streaming was here. So probably he's watching. Hey Bruno. So
I have to get back to first person. I can't drive in third person.
really? Actually, I get more easier to understand the.
Yeah, for a beginner, I think it's easier. I agree. But I don't know. It kind of confuses me because I don't really like the positioning of the car isn't as if I'm looking out the window and understanding. Okay, you know, that's my hood.
John Franklin Freitas disse no entra no Vice.
Sorry about that.
No worries. I don't know, I feel like I can understand better where the car is at, and I don't feel so like detached from the car as in like third person.
Understood. Hey Nego?
Hello?
Hi.
Hello.
Who is there?
Hi.
Who is there? Ah, nice, Bruno and Nego Jr. So basically these two was on the live before, and this Carson is the guy that helps to configure the car. The crazy that suggests to do the things here. Nego,
Oi?
daqui a pouco o servidor vai reiniciar ou vai acabar o tempo?
Nossa, peraí, deixa eu configurar o áudio também. Muito alto.
Eu tô conseguindo dirigir bem aqui. So basically I will be switching between Portuguese and English because so in this way I can talk with everybody.
Sounds good.
Bruno, vais voltar?
Yeah.
Nice.
I can speak in English, don't mind, if you want.
Yeah, please. Com a configuração que o... Sorry.
Yeah, we definitely need more tracks.
Tá, posso mudar, pô.
Yeah, so let's do this. Você tem como adicionar mais tracks, Alice?
Deixa eu ver.
Pra ter além de uma? Let's...
Então. Eu consigo trocar, tá ligado? Eu só não sei se dá pra, tipo, acabou o tempo, ele já vai pra próxima track.
Entendi. Tem do Fórmula Drift aí?
Eu tenho uma, que é Atlanta.
Oh, Atlanta, yeah, I like that.
Yeah.
Atlanta's cool. I
could
found,
change.
yeah, that would be cool. I found a really good version of it. Let's see if it's the VTC version. I don't know, because I had like 3 versions or 4 versions of Atlanta. They're all kind of cool. But yeah,
So let's go.
cool.
By the way, Negobino Jr. can understand perfectly well the English. He's only a little bit shy to speak.
No worries. Yeah, yeah.
Eu não tenho prática, né?
Yeah, because he don't
que é o
have
problema.
practice.
No worries.
So I'm ready to change the track, but I will stay with the car.
Yeah, because I, for some reason, like I had huge issues setting up an online server myself. Like I had one like quite a while ago, like 2-3 years ago. But I don't know, when I tried somewhat recently, I failed miserably at it because the port forwarding of my router didn't work. Like it's the traditional way. I don't know if it is the same way you have set up your server. But
Actually, I don't know because the server is from Negobino Jr. So
Eu não sei se você tem essa track.
Atlanta, você me passou.
Passei?
do I have to
Olha.
disconnect and reconnect because it says connection issue, which usually happens when you change the track?
Yeah,
But
exactly.
yeah, okay, cool.
Bruno, eu acho que eu te mandei a track.
Tá funcionando aí já? Ó?
Deixa eu ver.
Let me